Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadtoroota.com. In the greenhouse, not as many bugs. There's a lot of ladybugs though, so they'll come dive bombing as we're talking. But I want to talk about the cryptos, the insanity in the crypto world, taking profits if you want to. I have decided, after many days of research, that I'm not going to be taking profits on the good ones, on the ones that I plan on having for years or decades. This really is, I believe it really is a quantum shift in the way we do business. So much like when the World Wide Web came out in 1990, I think about that a lot. I did a video of it while I was driving in my car this weekend, but I think about that a lot, and I think if I knew then what I know now, if I knew that in 1990 the introduction of the World Wide Web would change the way the entire world did business, I would have looked at those companies a lot differently back then. I would have said, okay, who are going to be the infrastructure, the backbone companies? Who are going to be the hot flyers? Who are going to take over certain industries? Who are going to just supplement industries? Who are the ones that are going to rip the heart out of industries, and that industry will be no longer there? That's the kind of thing that I'm looking at now. So when I do buy a cryptocurrency, it's no longer for trading, at least not right now. And I think it's a smart way to go. You got to pick the right companies. Don't just throw darts, because there's a lot of darts that are going to hit crazy, crazy, crazy cryptos that have no purpose, no meaning in this world. But you're also going to hit those companies that are going to be the backbone of the future, the blockchain future. And it really is going to change the world. I'm very excited about it. I'm staying calm, because some of these cryptos are up 1,000%, 10,000%. But you got to think, if you're a trader, have fun out there. Go for it. If you have certain goals, I want to hit X amount of money, and then I'm out, and then I can go buy what I've been wanting to buy. Go for it. Now is the time. Everybody's still fearful. You're going to hear a lot of things poo-pooing the cryptocurrencies. Oh, it's in a bubble. That's what happens at the beginning of anything. In the 1990s, I remember being in that industry, and I was the one saying, oh, no, this ain't going to last. It's a bubble. And I was in the computer industry. All my friends went off to make millions and millions in dot-com startups in the early 90s, and I sat there at my stodgy old finance job. But it's a different world today. Things are changing very fast. There's a lot of information available. I think one of the most interesting things about the cryptocurrencies is you don't have to go through the system that is currently in place. You don't have to go through a brokerage house or your bank or your financial advisor. You can go out and buy the cryptos yourself. You can buy ICOs yourself, the initial coin offerings. I would say 95 to 98% of those initial coin offerings will go to zero very quickly. Because there's no reason for them. There's no need for them. And they have no... They're just making a cryptocurrency because they know how to make a cryptocurrency. And then there's crypto scams all over the place. This is a global market with global players, global exchanges. All the exchanges are startups, basically, and they're struggling with volumes when it gets crazy. And I've got money right now at Kraken that I can't get out. I'm saying, what are you guys doing? And it takes 3 or 4 days for them to get back to you with even the littlest of comments. So they're all a mess, and some will fail at some point. So just be careful of that. Keep your cryptocurrencies offline, either in a Trezor wallet or one of the offline storage wallets that you keep in your own possession. I like the paper wallets. Paper wallets are great because all you really need to get access to your cryptocurrency is your private address, private key. They all call it something different. But it's that one string of letters and numbers that'll get you back in the game and open. Basically, it's the key to open up your wallet, and then you can do what you want with it. So it's really exciting in that area. But really, right now, I'm looking around at different cryptocurrencies, different platforms. Ethereum, everybody's using Ethereum because it's an amazing way to access the blockchain. So if you want to be safe and sane, go Bitcoin and Ethereum. And yes, you're going to get the guys like, I think his name's Mike Adams, the health guy turned Bitcoin poo-pooer. no clue what's going on. This is going to change the world. And then there was a guy on Greg Hunter who said, no, Bitcoin's not a currency. No, it's not a currency right now. But the very second the banks crash, it will be a currency. If you go to Venezuela, it's turning into a currency very, very fast. So that's how fast it can shift to being a, something you invest in where you're thinking of getting out and getting back into the U.S. dollar or some other form of currency. And it's changing to something you're going to want to get out of the U.S. dollar into Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency. There won't be any more running, I'm going to take my profits and put them back into the U.S. dollar. No, it's going to be everybody in the U.S. dollar is going to be running to get away from it as the banks crash, as the derivative system implodes. Same with the euro, same with the yuan, you name it. Just Venezuela is a great example of what's about to happen because they got hyperinflation going on over there, although hyperinflation is usually caused by the U.S. Treasury Secretary clicking his mouse and messing with the currency markets. It was Paul Volcker, the old Fed chairman, who invented the trading of currencies back in the early 70s. He was the guy who came forward and said, we can, after we went off the gold standard, they're like, well, how do we determine the value of currencies? So he set up a market, and that's how FX trades happen now. Although it's all computers and derivatives now, so you got, 10 big banks and big central banks around the world who collude with each other about, what country they're going to take down, what country they're going to promote, and they'll mess with their currency just to do that. And every currency in the world is massively rehypothecated, derivatives up the yin-yang. It's insane. And same with gold, and same with silver, same with oil. Oil is right up there with gold and silver is the amount of derivatives, because oil has a derivative for every area of the world, every type of oil, every type of derivative of byproduct of oil, like butane and propane, all that stuff, and you can attach 10, 20, 100 derivatives to every single one of those byproducts. It is crazy, that market. But it is the largest market in the world of commodity bought and sold. That's why the petrodollar was so important to get countries around the world, force them to keep their reserves in the U.S. dollar to buy oil. The U.S. forced Saudi Arabia, or struck a deal with Saudi Arabia to sell their oil in U.S. dollars. And as long as they did that, we will protect them. And as long as they recycled those dollars through our stock market, bond purchases, things like that, the game was good. And now the game's breaking down. So we'll see when it actually breaks down. When is the last day for the U.S. dollar? It might be 10 years. I don't know. What I do know is that cryptocurrencies are showing what should be happening to gold and silver. And silver more than gold. I think at some point in the coming weeks, months, I don't like to say years, but as long as Steve Mnuchin's in there, he's not going to let silver trade freely. But there's so many people who know about the manipulation of silver now. It's kind of insane to even think about it. We might see Warren Buffett come in again and try to take down the silver market. That was his idea in the beginning. His father, Howard Buffett, was one of the staunchest gold bugs in the United States in the 1940s. He was a senator. Get his speech. He had a speech on, it wasn't Gold and Economic Freedom, that was Greenspan's. It was something like that in the 1940s. Look up gold and Howard Buffett, Senator Howard Buffett. And you read that speech and you go, oh my God, how can Warren Buffett say that gold is just a rock that you dig out of the ground to put it back in the ground? Or is he lying? Is he saying something to get you to believe a certain thing so that everybody doesn't, because everybody goes in and buys all the gold and silver, game over, and there's no more controlling the unbacked fiat system. So yeah, I think Buffett is purposely doing what he's doing. I think he does own a lot of silver and does own a lot of gold. He owns one of the largest jewelry manufacturers, and they don't really disclose how much their inventory is. So yeah, it's interesting. I hope that silver is cut loose pretty soon, but clearly the cryptocurrency phenomenon is out of the bag. The blockchain technology, whether or not you think Bitcoin's a good thing or bad thing competing against the dollar, the blockchain technology is here to stay, and you can't argue with that. There's no way you can argue with that. It's going to change the way we do business, just like the World Wide Web changed the way we did business in 1990. So everybody should be involved. Get your Ethereum. That's the gateway right now, at least one of the gateways to the blockchain technology, and a lot of companies are being built on that. Everybody's kind of scratching at the door, trying to get some Veritasium or Veritasium. I think it's Veritasium is the way Reggie says it. It isn't traded yet on a big market. There is a small market that's been done, and the numbers are going very volatile. 150, 170 bucks for one coin, which would put it up there in the higher realms of the market cap of cryptocurrencies. I can see Veritasium going, if it is really adapted as a peer-to-peer capital exchange and gets introduced into the capital markets even a little bit. I mean, that's a $300 trillion business. And if you can just pluck out the brokerage house and the banker and all of them, the whole thing, and go peer-to-peer, that's an amazing invention. I don't know if Veritasium is going to be the one that does it, but it's clearly a first mover. And somebody believes, I think the big money believe that there's something there, and they're going to try to get in when the market gets open to the public, which is supposed to be any day. It'll start trading on one of the bigger exchanges, and I don't know what the price is going to be. I don't. I have some of it, and I'm going to hang on to it. If you can get some from somebody, go for it, because it's one of those I want to have in my pocket to hold for the development of this industry. We're in the very beginning days of an amazing industry. The blockchain technology has changed the world. So all new, brand new concepts and brand new companies are going to be invented from these very beginning days. And if you can get in and put a couple bucks towards something and sit on it to ride out in the future, you're going to be really happy come 2-3 years down the line, just like they were very happy in the early days of Microsoft and Apple and Amazon and all that, the crazy go-go days. This is the same thing. It's the funny thing is that some of the same players, and these are multi-billionaires now who are absolutely adopting and embracing Bitcoin, the blockchain technology, and some of the other cryptos. So, if you don't get in, they're not going to care. They'll say more for me. So I would advise everybody to get some Bitcoin, get some Ethereum, and you can get those at Coinbase. Just go to Coinbase.com. I know Coinbase isn't the easiest to deal with, but it's the most popular. Gemini.com also is an exchange that the Winklevoss brothers put together. They only sell Bitcoin, sell and trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've had great experience with that exchange because they're more in tune with what's going on on Wall Street. In the big money houses are going to use Gemini. I think because of their timeliness, they actually have customer service that they'll get back to you, as opposed to Coinbase and Kraken and the other ones. Anyway, but this video is about getting yourself into some position. I'm not talking, it doesn't have to be your life savings. I'm talking taking 10% of your net worth and net investments and put them into the cryptocurrencies, the basis of what the future is going to look like in the next 5 or 10 years. That's almost every company in the world will be using Ethereum for various reasons. And so it's really exciting, and it's not going away. Don't send me if you hear someone say, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. It's a bubble. It's going to crash because you can't sell Bitcoin in volume. It's ridiculous. Give me a break. It's ridiculous, and anybody who's been in a market long enough knows it's ridiculous. So, yeah, time to get in. And Ethereum and Bitcoin are probably your safest bets if you don't feel sure. And then do some research, do some studying. Watch some YouTube videos and you'll learn about it. There's a lot of people talking about what's going on, and it's a very exciting time, and it's a wave, and catch the wave, because we're all going to be riding out, hanging 10 into the future. This is Bix Weir, roadtoroota.com. We'll talk to you later.